Hey, surprise reaction video by your stay-at-home mom, yours truly. I was shown this link and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna watch it and react to it. My dogs just plowed through that door, so I had to go handle that situation. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna watch it with you guys and react. Um, it's called, oh, let's minimize me. The video is called Utter Lack of Humanity, Charlize Theron and Lily Allen's Toxic Feminism with Jediah Bila. Sorry, Jediah Bila. I don't know why the D's looked like B's. I wanted to say Jebibiah. Piers Morgan, Uncensored. Okay. So yeah, I'll reintroduce myself in case you haven't watched my prior reactions. I'm a stay-at-home mom from Canada. The situation's not too good here in Canada. A lot of you sadly relate. And thank you so much to all who have given me their experiences of what worked and got them out of this funk. So I really appreciate you. And I'm so happy that you managed somehow. We'll see. Right now, I've been enjoying this. It's been a lot of fun reading your comments. It makes me feel less alone, that there are people out there who do relate. And yeah, I like the appreciation for my views that you give me, because I really felt alone in that. Like, I really felt like I'm the only one who's thinking this way. So yeah, I feel less isolated from the world, because that's another thing that's kind of stopping me from meeting people. It's because I'm afraid that it's just like it failed before it even started. Like it's gonna fail before it even starts because of my views, and they're not very popular these days. Um, so yeah, I don't really want that in my life either. Like with my sons, I don't want them to see this stuff and think it's normal and be influenced and shaped. Like I'm religious too. So like I'm Roman Catholic. I'm conservative. And some may think this is extreme, but even like my neighbors, they are gay. And they have a little boy coming to visit them. And they like take pictures because they are in the Facebook group of my town. They're like regularly offering, they're very nice, like, oh, free rhubarb, what have you, come grab it. And then you see their profile picture with this like boy and like two men, and I'm like, anyway, that's a whole other topic. But I just don't want my boys to be exposed and think, hey, that's cool and that's normal, when I strongly believe that it is not the norm. Sure, there's a percentage of people out there who do have, you know, the preference to be with the same sex, but I don't think it's as like the population is right now. Like, I think that's brainwashing, trend following, some kind of like child trauma, influence, maybe even mentalness. Like, I don't think it is supposed to be as common as it is. And yeah, some guys, I guess, tried it and liked it. So anyway, I don't want them to be influenced by that, and I don't want them to be confused. So anyway, I'm gonna get started on this. Thanks for being my friends, guys, writing me. I hope I didn't offend anyone with that. I still look at people who whatever, as humans, and I still love them for who they are, but I don't agree with that. Love is a strong word, but I love people automatically, and then I get disappointed. Hey, I'm gonna pause this because my dog just attacked me with licks and cuddles. I don't know where I left off. Moving on, let's watch this. You guys know who I am at this point. A lonely little Canadian stay-at-home mom who enjoys watching television, reality shows, whatever, with her girlfriends and reacting to it and venting, advising, bitching, and so forth. But I can't do that. I can't afford that life. I live remotely. Everything's an hour away. Gas costs money. Seeing friends costs money. Because you don't show up empty-handed. A lot of people are in the same boat as me, so let's do it. Let's just stick together, do the best next thing life offers us, and watch, react, comment. If you guys agree with me, disagree with me, with anything, just comment below. Knock some sense into me. Redirect me. I'm very open-minded in that, like, I do accept all that, but I'll still make up my own mind in the end, and you might not know. So yeah, join me on this reaction. Dun, 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 dun. How small should I make my screen? Do, 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 do. Yeah, that looks good. Let's enlarge this and let's do it.
Could have predicted this? Who could have predicted that women who are in positions of power may act overtly emotional just based on, well, even the hormones in their body?
You're like a little petulant child.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
The latest episode of Call Her Dad.
Okay, so a lot of people hate this guy, right? I like him. I love blunt. I envy that because the only time I can be blunt is at home with my husband, my immediate family, but to the outside world, as you guys have probably noticed with my previous, I almost said streams, YouTube episodes, I struggle a lot with getting out what I want to actually say, and I'm not always comfortable. I'm a little afraid. So yeah, I do stutter. And sometimes I just don't make sense because I can't get to it. So I'm learning a lot from this guy and how to look the camera in the eye and just say it. But yeah, I'm better at it behind closed doors.
He features a lengthy interview with Oscar-winning actress Charlize Theron, entitled "I Don't Need a Man." In it, Miss Theron explains how she reacts to people criticizing her for being a single mum.
I want to just look at them and just be like, do you know how fucking great it is?
We just watched that Charlie Kirk episode, and yeah, he said it right. Like, it's a terrible show. It makes no sense that this girl has a mom as a therapist. And I was just watching the episode with Harry, that guy from he started off on that reality show with the where he's addicted to dating and and then he went on to another, and he just his private life is just OF. I think his body count is probably in the thousands, maybe more, but yeah, she just condoned it the whole time. She even, you know what, maybe I'll play that one. It won't be a genuine reaction though, because I watched it halfway through, but it's just wild how she has a fiance and she's so hot and bothered by her guest Harry, and she's uncomfortable calling him her fiance a fiance. Red flag. She wants to call him partner instead. You're demoting fiance. That's a demotion. Partner is business partner. What do you guys think of that when people say partner, by the way? Anyway, moving forward. I'm not a fan of this show. I know I did a Paris Hilton episode, and I thought I liked Alex Cooper because I liked her hustle story, but the more I watch it, the more I'm like really disgusted by her. Like, I gave her a chance, but no, I can't see past the immaturity and the really, calculated dating. Like, she's just not even ready to be a fiance. And the condoning of bad behavior and habits that are the whole reason we're in this kind of shitstorm of the dating world. Like, no.
To live exactly how I want to live, to experience motherhood exactly how I wanted to experience.
Okay, this girl has money, so shut the fuck up, first of all. Okay, I didn't find her beautiful at first when she came on the scene, but then I was like, actually, she's very pretty. But already these sentences are bothering me because she is so, I hate the word, but she's the, I guess, epiphany of it, privileged. You don't have to worry about shit. You don't have to worry about being a single mom when you're well off.
And I know the next thing they say is like, well, that's not fair on your kids. Can I tell you something? That will be their story to tell. I can't tell you. I can only tell you that this is the best way that I know how to be a mother to them. And maybe they'll grow up and tell their story, and I will respect that.
Well, she also wanted audiences to know how liberating it is for her children not to have a father.
I love that I don't have to run every fucking thing by a guy.
I don't have to do that. If anything, I'm like, hey, can you help me out? Control Tarzan so I can go quickly clean the table that we left. Like, I mean, he's already on top of it, but like these things, I'm telling him things, like I'm checking in with him so I know that he's got it. He's holding the fort. It's a very helpful hand to have, a husband or a boyfriend.
I love that I don't have to, well, oh my God, co-parent. I fucking love that I don't have to do any of that.
You have a nanny. You probably have a whole crew behind you. You don't have a husband, but you have them. Let's not forget.
Stuff. And my children, we joke. Listen, I think you can tell, this is how I raise my kids.
Yeah.
Right? We don't hide this shit.
Oh, I have an ad blocker. Yeah, before this thing continues, I already know that what I want to say. You need a man in the house. Male example. I have had few friends whose mothers weren't there, men, and they do bring it up in this day and age, like this age, 34. They've made peace with it. Even if their mother passed away, that's totally out of everyone's control. But they say, yeah, that was missing growing up, but they've made peace with it. So I feel like it goes both ways. They need the male. Even how I see my boys. I'm the fun parent. My husband's more serious. Like, I will come up with the most random things to play with them. And then he is more like, okay, basketball hoop, let's throw hoops. Me, I'm like, couch. Okay, let's couch surf, lava. Like, I'm more imaginative. So I think I'm more fun. But when he comes home from work, geez, the way these kids light up. Oh my. And then you see them play. It's very different. The bonding between them and then myself. I don't know how to even explain it. Maybe it'll come to me.
But don't worry, while Charlize doesn't think husband or father is important in life, she hasn't given up on men altogether.
found this freedom in my 40s where I'm like, oh my God. So I just want to say this in perspective. I've probably had 3 one-night stands in my entire life.
Okay.
But I did just recently fuck a 26-year-old and it was really fucking amazing.
Fuck yes.
Yes. And I've never done that. And I was like, oh, this is great. Okay.
Let me just say that 26-year-old is the luckiest fucking man walking on this goddamn planet. He's walking different today.
How old is she? I'm gonna have to do some math here because I'm not really good. Charlize Theron, 49. He's 26. I don't even want to know how that happened.
Knowing. Oh my God.
He for sure is not, but thank you.
No, he is.
Well, the episode's been viewed by nearly 1 million people so far. Reaction's been divided between those who celebrate Charlize as, quote, a powerful badass, epitome of a strong woman fighting against the evil patriarchy, and others who, in equally strident language, view the whole episode as yet another example of modern feminist media denigrating the role of men at every given opportunity. All of which makes it a good starting point for a lively debate.
Okay, my neighbors are having a party. I'm gonna pause it.
Podcast.
Okay, maybe not.
Andrew Wilson,
It's over.
who I could imagine was visibly shuddering as he listened to
The
those clips.
cigarette.
Jediah Taylor, who's the host of the Jediah Taylor Show, commentator and author of the Case for Cancel Culture, Ernest Owens, and the editor of the User Mag newsletter, Taylor Lorenz. Well, welcome to all of you. And Jediah, welcome to you especially because you're making your uncensored debut. We always like debutantes. I'm always astonished.
Thank you very much, Piers.
Always astonished when people come back for more. But thank God they do. And thank God Andrew Wilson does. Andrew, your thoughts on Charlize Theron? She doesn't need a man. She likes banging 26-year-olds when she feels like it. You don't need fathers in life. You just need a strong, badass woman.
Well, you know, it's really funny.
I don't think I would be able to do this alone. I'll be the first to admit that. I am doing it without family. Like, I'm estranged to my parents and my sisters, siblings. My husband's family is in Europe, so I am in this alone, but he's my rock. I can't imagine. I am so amazed. Like, my best friend's mom, she's a twin to her brother, and her mom was single. And I like write her often. I'm like, how did you do it? It's a whole other level of superpowers.
The reason nobody cares really very much when a 40-year-old attractive woman has sex with some random young man is because it's not impressive. It's impressive when men can bang young women because most men can't bang young women, but most older women can bang young men. So it's just not an impressive accomplishment. Of course, these are the same women who will screech because, Leonardo DiCaprio decides that he wants to change up, at 25 years old, any of the broads he has hanging around. But this is not an impressive accomplishment. All a woman needs to do to get laid is go somewhere where there's men and offer it up. It's not the case for men. So it's an unimpressive accomplishment.
He's not wrong. That is true. Like, which one of you guys would say no to Charlize Theron? I mean, before this news came out. I mean, you probably would still say yes after. But I don't know. Those are very odd brags, but I think they need to bring it for that podcast because it's a raunchy one.
Accomplishment on its face. As to the rest of what she's saying, this is just normal tripe, right? Her kids are the ones who are going to get punished. They're always the ones who get punished. We can look at the data for outcomes on children who are raised in single mother homes. It's not good. It's not good for their mental health.
Depends on the situation. Like, my two twin, like, they were my best friends in high school. Their mother, she is now remarried, but, and her husband left them. He left. She had no control over that. I don't know, he messed up because she's an amazing human being, but she's like my second mom. I'm like the triplet. No, I'm kidding. They would never accept me, but No, they are so close knit. I don't think this applies for everyone, but for majority, I would see it.
It's not, and by the way, the rate.
And I think, I'm sorry, I'm pausing like crazy. There are some strong-willed humans out there that, like J.D. Vance, let's say, Trump's vice president, what a horrible start to life he had. But with his mental toughness, focus, his own drive, discipline, he freaking made it vice president. So my husband is a product of a divorced family. He was alone. It was just his mom, and it was like both parents' faults. Just bad situation communication on their part. He's an amazing man. So, but like he raised himself pretty much.
Of abuse from having strange men around skyrocket. Terrible idea, and it's exactly the wrong kind of propaganda to be pushing.
All right, Taylor Lorenz, isn't it just a factual reality of life that women are predominantly happier with a man by their side, and children are predominantly better off in life with a present father?
I think, listen, children are better off in life when they have a loving household, and not all of those households have
Yes.
fathers. I mean, there are lesbian parents, there are, different types of arrangements. I think it's important for kids to have different figures in their life who they can look up to. I think it's really important to expose kids to all different.
She just contradicted herself. Different figures. Lesbians, they're the same. Like, my boys, they've seen me naked and they point and they know I'm different. They point to themselves and then they point at me and I'm like, yeah, that's mama. I'm a girl. Don't ask why. Like, sometimes I have to shower when I can because then it's like I'll pass out dirty and I don't want that. But there's situations that arise where I'm like, hey guys, just stay in the bathroom, emergency shower, please.
Types of figures, but that doesn't have to be, like a man, a cisgender man that's standing around.
What is a cisgender? Why do we have to label a man cisgender?
All the time. There's plenty of terrible fathers out there too. So I think it's great that the child is growing up in a loving household, and hopefully, she'll expose the child to lots of different types.
Yeah, but can you acknowledge that we have now been studying this phenomenon of single motherhood for years and years?
Well, my best friend's dad is a single father of 4. Her mother actually left them. She's an alcoholic. She lives down the street. She visits on Sundays for family dinners, but she will not live with them. She's MIA except for that dinner. And her sister just had a boy. He's like 2, almost 3. And yeah, we talk, and she says that she's very envious of other mothers who can go to the grocery store without their child because the mother's looking after him. So, like, she would be in the store with her son, see this lady, and be like, wow, I can't even imagine having that. So, yeah, you feel, even later in life, like that presence is lacking.
Years, and that the outcomes for children of single mothers tend to be terrible in comparison to the outcomes of children without them. Can you just acknowledge that that is true?
QuickBooks is great in terms of getting paid quick because I can access QuickBooks from my phone. So
I think
It doesn't take much for this guy to get angry, though. He comes like blazing.
what you're talking about are studies.
I'm asking a question. Don't run from the question. Yes or no? I want you to acknowledge with a yes or no, then a qualifier. Yes or no? Isn't it true that outcomes for children when they're raised by single mothers tend to be worse than those with a mother and a father in the house? Yes or no? Then give me your answer.
So I'd love to respond if you stop talking over me.
Go ahead.
Anyway, most single mothers are not Charlize Theron with millions.
She didn't have to say that. If she really is like so nice, like her face is trying to sell, she'd be like, okay, so what I think without this you know, sassiness. I call this sassiness. Just fucking move on.
And millions of dollars. So when you look at studies like that, a lot of it has to do with the economic opportunities that a lot of single mothers have. You know, women make less than men as a whole. They're subject to more sexism and discrimination. So it can often be more challenging.
I don't think I've ever worked a job. Yes, they're female dominant. Where I was getting paid less than a man. Unless it was like ranking, like the hair salon, junior stylist. At the airport, I used to work at the airport, and with men, we had equal pay. So like, I want to know which jobs are these that they would be basing it off sex.
Challenging for them to raise
So
a child
yes.
alone.
So the answer is yes.
No, the answer is Charlie
That
Theron
sounds like
is
you just said that the answer
average-
is yes. The answer, according to
for
you
any
just
single
now, is
parent.
yes.
No, any single
And then you just
parent.
make excuses for it. You're like, yes,
Taylor,
but
Taylor,
because,
this is
because
not-
women
Going
are
on right
oppressed.
now. This is so weird. You're like shouting
Taylor,
at me.
can I
Do
jump
you know,
in here,
well, do
Piers?
you know what it
Yeah,
is? I'm not
okay, let's
shouting
bring,
at
hang
you,
on,
I'm
time
talking
out,
to you.
time out. Let's bring in Jediah.
Taylor, this is not rocket science. First of all, you lost me at cis male. You just need a guy, just a man, right? We don't need all these terms, these
That's what I
nonsensical,
said.
ridiculous terms that, you know, modern leftists have come up with. It's just a man. Children do better with
Okay, I like her.
there is a mom and there is a dad. And the reason is that men and women are completely different. They bring very different things to the table. And children need the role model of a mom and a dad, not just people around. Sure, you can have aunts, you can have uncles, you can have friends, but we're
Okay,
talking about the
lesbians?
two individuals that
You
are
don't think
raising
the children of
children.
lesbians
And
are
let me just
happy?
ask you this question. Wait, I'm not done yet. You complained that Andrew interrupted you, and now you just interrupted me. I'm not done yet. Charlize Theron, you're right. She is rich. She has a ton of money. But what example do you think she's sending to young women everywhere that this is somehow empowering, that you should strive, by the way, you should.
I personally think she's just trying to make herself feel better about her situation. And she's trying to be a stronger woman about it. And like embrace the shitty cards that she was given. Which isn't wrong, good for her. But like be sensible about it. Like don't, yeah, like she's saying, like don't advocate it like this is what you need to do. Like, this is how you live your life. You're not living unless you live like this. No, just be like, this is my hand of cards. And I'm doing this. Of course, I would ideally wish this upon myself and my kids, but it's not the situation for us. So, you know, like, just be real. Don't be Delulu.
Strive to be the single mom, because you don't have to deal with a guy. You don't have to answer to a man. Oh, isn't that so wonderful? And guess who'll pay the price? My kid. She even says, my kids can tell their story. How unbelievably selfish of her to say, my children will one day to get to tell a story that they had no father because I decided that I just wanted to do this myself. Me, myself, and my money. Is that the message
wanted
that
to
we
go
should
hump
be sending to young
26-year-olds.
women?
They're lesbian. They shouldn't be able to raise children. You need a man. What about women that
We're
raise
not
children?
talking about Taylor. No one said what
talking
should
about
be
single
allowed. I'm not
moms.
talking
Well,
about.
Well, tell you what I
legal.
find. Tell you what I find strange. What I find strange is I know Charlize a bit when she was dating Sean Penn, and thought she was very nice, but she was always very elegant. If you interviewed her, her whole thing was high-end, elegant, you know, all the highest-end advertising and so on. And then you see her there in this podcast, and she's like effing and blinding, talking about banging 26-year-olds. Very, very different, Ernest, to the Charlize Theron. I thought
it was very shocking for me to see and hear that. I'm like, is this the same? But this girl, call her daddy. I think like these people have, like, it's all acting. Like they have to play it up. Because I know when I was watching the Harry thing earlier, the Harry episode, a guest emailed in asking like, it was a question for both of them to answer. She was asking like, I've been dating this guy. 2 months ago, he said he sees me as marriage material. And then now he's saying I'm not the one. What does that mean? They both laughed. And then Harry was like, he doesn't fucking care about you. And she was like, Harry. And he's like, oh, okay. And then gave a whole different elaborate answer. And I'm like, they didn't edit that out. And it kind of like made me feel like, yeah, they need to like really, I don't know if you've ever noticed how celebrities can never answer yes or no to interview questions. They have to give a whole big story to get to the answer. It was like that, I think. So I think it's just to glorify the show too.
I knew. I'm not saying it's good, bad, or whatever, but I do wonder if it was a male movie star sitting on a sofa, brazenly boasting about banging 26-year-olds. How old is Charlene?
49.
50. If a 50-year-old male star was boasting about banging 26-year-old girls, right, and he was boasting about not needing a woman in his life, not needing a mother, all these kind of things, but in reverse, I don't think you'd be approving of this, Ernest.
Sorry.
Tax day has passed, but for millions of Americans, that's where the trouble begins. The IRS is now in chaos and getting control. 1,000, I say,
we don't talk about, so that's why we're talking liberty to do and respect.
Say, make the next move, not the IRS.
I mean, for starters, I'm all for if it's about consent and respect. They do it all the time. A lot of older men do it all the time on media, on social media, in interviews. It's not actually an uncommon thing. I think the reason why there's a lot of actual shock and awe over Charlize Theron, because a lot of women actually her age don't feel the liberty to do that on a public facing platform. And so that's why we're talking about her. We don't talk about men who do it often on here because it's so norm. I mean, if you look at who's in politics currently right now, they were just doing it their entire career before they got to the White House. So it's not that much of a shock. You know, there's a guy who got elected president.
Yeah, and you screamed bloody murder about it.
And got elected. And so...
And you screamed bloody murder about it. What are you talking about? Hang on. You liberals said that was the most horrible thing. He was a terrible role model. How could he? And here's Charlize Theron is saying this, and you're like, she's your empowered boss babe, Andrew. Come on.
See, if I talk...
Yeah, he got him there. Or her. I don't know.
Unreal. PIERS to tell me to be quiet and
you were done talking, dude. You were done talking.
Come on,
no,
Ernest.
I wasn't done talking, actually. Can I actually talk?
Oh, man.
You can, Ernest. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So what I was getting at is that there is a double standard. And I think, honestly, like I said before, I don't know what liberal he's talking about, but I was not a liberal that said that Trump talking about grab her by the pussy was the worst thing he ever said, because there's a lot of other things he has said that I believe is far worse and actually should cause more attention. But
what? I don't know about this.
That being said, I just feel like the only reason why we're talking about it is because women like Charlize Theron often don't do this on a normal. So it feels abnormal, and that's why we're discussing it.
Okay,
Ernest,
Andrew.
Why are these?
Have you ever seen like a female stand-up? Chelsea Handler, Whitney Cummings, what's her name? Tomlinson. They're so even what's her name? Amy Schumer. So vulgar. It is normal. Their shows, it doesn't even have to be stand-up. They're pretty honest. A little too honest.
These libs talk out of both sides of their mouth. I mean, look at it. She refused to acknowledge the outcomes for single moms. Pivots immediately.
Let's be clear.
Hang on.
Let's be clear.
Immediately. Hang on. Immediately. Yeah. Look, I'm sorry. If you have progressive talking points, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, I call it a duck. So the thing is, right? The libs on the panel very clearly, right? She evades the answer, refuses to give us the answer of if outcomes for children of single moms
Sounds
are worse.
like a lib.
Refuses. Gives us a bunch of qualifiers proving that they are, still refuses to do it. He says, well, this is so commonplace for men. Look at the sexual deviant that we have in the White House, and says, but I'm not throwing a fit about that. I'm not throwing a fit about that, though. Yeah, they did throw a fit about it.
Ineffective discussion. This man is just over everyone. Like, he's very emotional.
It's an ineffective
right
discussion.
Now.
I would like you, I would just like you to actually answer the questions I ask you. Why can't you people ever do that?
I have a question for Ernest.
Touche.
I guess.
Ernest, you said there was. Hold on a second, guys. Ernest, you said there was a double standard. What are you, in your view, where is the double standard? Because I see a double standard here, but I think we see a different double standard.
Cool. So what I was saying was the double standard reaction, right? There is a lot of reaction because of what Charlize Theron said. I'm saying that I understand where that is coming from because we don't often see women like Charlize Theron on these platforms talking about their sexuality in this way.
But it's celebrated. Ernest, that's not true. But here's the difference. Every time, hold on a second. Every time a man says, a guy can't even say that he prefers younger women. He can't even say, well, you know what? I prefer younger women because of their fertility is better, because they're in their peak attractiveness, because I want to have a bunch of kids and it gives me more time.
These are all primal reasons.
Without getting completely trashed.
Let's be clear. Hang on. Let's be clear. If Brad Pitt came out with an interview tomorrow on Uncensored, and I hope he does.
Yes,
if you're watching,
please.
Brad, my show is always available to you. But if he was, and he said, do you know what? Just only last week, I had the most unbelievable sex with a hot 26-year-old, right? Do you think the reaction, Ernest, would have been widespread applause for this guy? Or would it have been, you dirty old man? No. I'm not saying that I feel that about Charlize.
But do you know why? Jealousy. Did we forget? Like, women are extremely jealous. So, jealousy is a really ugly green-eyed monster. And when he said it, on behalf of Brad Pitt saying it, I was like, I didn't want to hear that. Fantasy shattered.
I'm just saying that's the double standard, right? Leo DiCaprio gets mocked at every award show because he dates women half his age. Now it's Charlize Theron. Everyone's like, oh, this is amazing.
A man would have been called a groomer.
I can give you an example where that backfired. So let me be very clear. So let me give you a good example of this, actually. First of all,
Wix. One platform, any website. Unlimited creation.
Personally, I don't care. She's just a celebrity, does not exist in my life. But yeah, for the purpose of facts, it is just so irritating.
It's a pattern, right? Charlize Theron is not doing this on the regular. That's why this is a big news story. She's been mostly in long-term relationships. She does not have a habit of doing this. Leonardo DiCaprio's entire a lot of his romantic history has been this pattern, which has become a running joke. The first couple years he did it, no one cared. But it's been decades, like over
Ernest,
10 years.
That's not why it's a news story. With respect.
That's your opinion.
First of all, both of those things have been covered in the news. But the reason, what Pierce is getting at, I think, I don't want to put words in his mouth, this is being celebrated. Do you understand the difference? Modern feminism has made it so that we now celebrate that Charlize Theron. And by the way, I don't give a lick, honestly. It's consensual. I don't care if she sleeps with a 26-year-old.
And by the way, there are a lot of 26-year-old men.
All right, me and third person in are on the same wavelength about this.
Who will be absolutely thrilled that she's on the cougar market.
That's correct.
I mean, they will be.
And I don't care either. We can agree there. But I'm smart enough to acknowledge that she is being celebrated for that action, whereas a Leonardo DiCaprio, or the average guy for that matter, just saying, hey, I prefer a 22-year-old to a 32-year-old, will get destroyed in every possible
You know what? I actually have no problem with what she said about a 26-year-old. That's entirely down to her. She's a single woman. She can have sex with who the hell she likes if it's consenting an adult. I do, though, have a problem with, and Andrew was, I think, right about this. In a way, what she's saying is all your quaint ideas about you need a bloke around, you need a father, you need a husband.
Can I just say something? If you're young, like a 26-year-old, what are you doing with a 49-year-old? Is it a bucket list thing? Like, why? The girls your age are fresh. They're perky. You know, like, man, do I ever envy that youth? And it's so saddening that I never cherished it as much as I should have when I was that age. I was in my depression and whatever. So I really wish I could turn back time for that reason and just really see the value of youth. Now that it's slipping away, it's like I'm really seeing that it's going to be gone one day. Whereas at that time, I didn't even think of that being a possibility, and I took it for granted. So, boys, just enjoy the youth.
That's all bullshit. Look at me. I'm proof it's all great. I don't believe women when they say that. I don't believe men when they say the same thing. You know, I just think that actually the ideal is that you have a man and woman around kids and they bring them up together. And if that isn't possible and it doesn't work out, okay, you make it work. But to actually try and pretend this is actually utopia and this is the best possible thing for your kids, I don't think that's true. And I say that as a divorcee myself. I don't think this is ever actually the ideal, but you make it work as best you can. I wanted to switch gears to something which really did annoy me. Lily Allen, the pop star, former pop star, let's be accurate, talking about abortion.
Abortions, I've had a few, but then again, I can't remember exactly how many.
What, really?
Yeah.
Why didn't this come up in...
Oh my god, that makes me want to cry. Those kids don't deserve that. That's really sad. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That's really sad. Yeah. I only have one word for her. It's how many letters? 5? Starts with C, ends with T. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pause it for a second. Sorry. I don't know if I could even continue this, but yeah, I'm strongly against abortion, and yeah, I do see them as living things, and like I've said in previous episodes, like if you are still for abortions after you've even had a baby, then you totally missed the mark. You don't get it. I really feel like a human like this just should never have a baby. You know, like when she finally comes to a point in her life where she decides, you know what, I want to start a family and have a baby. No, she should. I think even after, if it was up to me, the first abortion, just castrate. Is that humane to say? Wow, that was really, I'm sorry, that was so insensitive to sing about it. Okay, I'm gonna be normal, I promise.
Last week's episode we were just talking about abortions.
Because I was just letting you run with it.
Reveal everything.
Okay, she's psycho.
I can't remember, yeah. I think maybe like, I want to say 5, 4 or 5.
Yeah, I've had about 5 too. Lily, I'm so happy I can say that and you can say it and no one came to shoot us down.
No judgment.
No judgment. We've had about the same amount of abortions.
You know what, Taylor? I'm not going to judge them in the way they think I'm going to judge them. I'm not going to judge them for having abortions. I believe in a woman's right to choose what she does with her body. I know, and we'll come to Andrew's position on that. I think we know what it is, and I'll get your view. But the point is, Taylor, I'm not against abortion. I am against women that talk about it so glibly. I am against 2 women sitting there just brazenly talking in a very kind of slightly boastful way.
It's
We've had
so
10 abortions between us,
insensitive.
and Lily Allen can't even remember.
It's like demonic. Like, just cue the devil laugh. I can't even process this. It's just so... I've had a friend who has had an abortion, and she described it to me back in college. It's not an easy process for the mother either. Like, it's hard on her. But most importantly, like, And I'm glad she has never had a kid since. Like, she's married, but I don't think she's looking to have a baby because I believe this stuck with her for life. And yeah, her boyfriend pushed her to do it at the time. He was just like a party boy. She was really in love with him, but there was no future with them. He was not good to her, so he like pushed her to do it. And she did do it, and she was like, Natalia, this was horrible. Like, I was puking in the office, and I was just like, holy, like, it was so hard for me to listen to it as well. But I'm really glad that I'm still in touch with her, and like, I know that I think because of this experience, she's just like, it would not be fair to have another baby when she got rid of one.
How many abortions she's had?
I know. I'm sorry. I know I don't seem normal, but it just makes me sad because, like, I know what comes out of, let's say, even, you know, if you think it's a parasite, but like something so wonderful comes out of it. And they never had a chance.
Like that aspect to what was going on there. I think it's distasteful. I think it trivializes abortion. Abortion, you know, whether you agree with it or not, you should always treat it, I think, as a serious thing, which should be taken seriously and dealt with seriously. That, to me, was trivializing it. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that, you know, I hear you, Piers, and I take your point. I think that most women have a struggle with access to abortion, especially now.
She's saying all this garbage. Yeah, I hear you, because she doesn't even know how to reply, and she's taken aback. Like, there's just no way of explaining this bullshit. Like, tell me, how do you explain this singing and arrogance and just, like, oh, I had 5 and I might as well keep going, like.
Now here in America. And I think that normalizing the idea of having abortion is overwhelmingly a good thing.
Well, we shouldn't normalize the idea of having 5 abortions with 2 women there basically making out, oh, thank God we can talk about this now. Like, this is normal. That's not normal to have 5 abortions.
Fucking use a condom. Or, like, sterilize yourself. There's that answer. Like, what are you proving? Like, that's just murder at this point. Like, okay, if you don't think one is a murder, but, like, if you keep doing it, like, what?
It should be normal to have easy access to abortion. It should be.
I don't dispute that, but that's a political matter. That's a social matter for the women. But it's the way you talk about it, I think, is actually, for example, in America, where it's a really hot potato issue, I can imagine everyone, I'll come to Andrew for what I think will be his response. I can imagine it. He'll be very angry because he doesn't agree with abortion to start with. To then see women, high-profile women like this, famous women, just talking about it in such a glib manner.
They want to restrict because they want to restrict women's rights and they want to restrict women's access to healthcare. This is essential. Abortion is essential healthcare. And I understand what you're saying, but it is healthcare, yes, and it's really important.
Ridiculous.
Too. It's not ridiculous. It saves women's lives in many cases to have an abortion, and it's really hard for women to get access, and they feel a lot of shame around it because of the social stigma.
Does it sound, Taylor? Does it sound?
Do you know, like, so many women I've talked to prior to my pregnancy, even my own mother, the doctors were, because my mom was 38, they were pushing abortion on her with my youngest sister. And my sister's friend, I call her that now because we're estranged and I don't want to claim her. She was given a pamphlet for abortion with her first pregnancy. Like,
to you, like, those women feel a lot of shame around abortion? Is that what it sounds like?
The point is that many women are taught, and it sounds like you guys on this very panel want women to feel shame about it. And in fact, they should.
I think they should be ashamed of singing about it, about their babies who are now, I believe, in heaven and never had the chance. They were murdered.
I mean, should you be proud of it? Is the point. I mean, let me bring Andrew in here. I mean, Andrew, I know your position on abortion.
Sorry, killed, murdered, killed. I know there's a difference.
But notwithstanding that, it doesn't really concern me really whether people are for or against it. It's the way they're talking about it. I find. So let's leave the argument about whether they.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
but it's totally self-centered and selfish. And look, she says, "I'm not a lib. Women need to have more abortions." The thing is, have more access to abortions. The lies through her teeth. It's a healthcare procedure. Most women's lives, when they have abortions, has nothing to do with the life of them at all, their physical health at all. Total lies from the left. On top of that, let's just point out that what they're really doing there is they're sitting there going, I just totally murdered 5 of my kids. And the other one's like, yeah, me too. Isn't that great, sweetheart? The other one's like, yeah, totally. It's so awesome that we can just kill our children. Isn't that great? And so we normal people, we normal people hear. So anyway, we normal people hear this, like regular Joes, and of course we're disgusted by it. The fact.
Okay, thank you. He made me feel normal for my reaction, because I was not prepared for that. That's it was too much. So yeah, thanks, dude.
The matter is it just shows a complete and total lack of caring for humanity, lack of caring for children. This is supposed to be the more empathetic sex, and yet when they have power over vulnerable life, they kill it? Really? You're going to convince me that's the more empathetic?
Holy shit, he just worded that so well. I don't even know how she's just reacting right now. There's literally no comeback to that. That is what it is.
Murder. More vulnerable sex. I just have one little
the way he's talking about it. Interesting.
When it comes to video creation, every detail matters. I go to artlist.io for music that matches.
Yeah, Ernest.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just two things, right? I think that some people will feel like the way in which she went about discussing it was tasteless. I think that for people listening to it, I did. I think that there's a better, in my personal taste, right? I think there could have been a better way she could have said it, but that's just my personal preference. And I think that's just how she is with a lot of things. Lily Allen, I don't agree with a lot of things that Lily Allen says or how she says it per se. And I think that's the real thing here. However, what I think is important is that everybody's getting abortions. This whole libs, far left, far right stuff. I really get annoyed with that because it's almost as if you're acting like only one, like everybody makes decisions based on their political ideologies, and that's just so immature. And this obsession.
We can look at the reproductive.
Libs.
Yeah, we can look at the reproductive stats, and we know which political parties advocating for abortion and which one isn't. We know which political.
Well, we know conservatives are also religiously based. So
parties advocating for it, which one's not?
I don't come with that. I'm just saying, it's not for me, this is not a libs thing or whatever. It's really just a matter of taste. And that's what I.
But how could it not be? How could it not be a liberal?
Completely politically charged.
All right, let Jediah speak. Jediah.
How could it not be? If liberals are the ones, I mean, just be honest, liberals are the ones that are promoting a pro-abortion culture. Liberals are the ones that are saying this should be.
It's a business. Oh my God, is it ever? Hello, Big Pharma. Nice business. They're turning anxiety, depression, all of this into a nice business. Abortions. Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Celebrated.
That's all it is.
The word here, Ernest, hold on a second. The word here to be used is these women are celebrating abortions. And you see young women all over TikTok, by the way, and all over social media.
I have friends who can't get pregnant. They've been trying for over 5 years now. And when I say friends, I mean people that I talk to through Instagram, okay? I went to high school with a few of them. We were best friends in high school. Now we just talk through Instagram. But yeah, it makes me so sad for them. They would die to have one. And then people are getting rid of 5. You don't fucking deserve these. And why do you keep getting them? That's one thing I don't. I mean, it's life. It's science. It's how that fucking works. But it's just so unfair.
media who are echoing these voices now. So an abortion is something, whether you believe it was supposed to be safe, legal, and rare. That was the idea when people were advocating back in the day. Pro-abortion advocates were saying safe, legal, and rare. Does this sound rare to you? Oh, every time I have sex, I just run and get an abortion.
Fucking use a condom. Like, how selfish are you? Yes, majority of the population hates them, but I think it trumps going to the clinic, going through that. I know now you take a pill and it's like a period, but oh my God. It should not be that easy and simple.
Like I went to the dentist.
Healthcare shouldn't be rare. Access to healthcare shouldn't be rare. Access to healthcare.
Taylor, no one's talking about access. No one. You have access to a whole bunch of things in society. That doesn't mean you utilize them. These are women that are going into.
Because when you stigmatize abortion, when you stigmatize abortion, it leads to less abortion access.
Murder. When you stigmatize murder, it leads to less murder.
Yeah, but actually, Taylor, that argument works the other way, because if you trivialize it and you look like you're slightly gleeful and you're very proud of having had 5 abortions, as both of them appeared to come over, and that's just the way we can judge them from that clip. They said, don't be judgmental. Well, actually, you can be when people are apparently trivializing it in the way they were. But I think my point is that the reason Andrew is so exercised is not just because he's anti-abortion, but here's exactly what he's been saying for a long time, which is a lot of women treat it like it's just another thing, when actually it's more serious. And I agree with that. Even though I support women's rights to have an abortion, no one should be like proud or gleeful or joyful or celebratory about it. It should. I just think the tone you use to talk about it should be serious.
Can you understand how that stigmatizing sort of framework would be used to restrict access to abortion? Saying,
this is so out of my league.
Well, you're not, pious enough. You haven't repented enough. You're not sorry enough, so you don't deserve access. That is what is used to strip women's
Taylor,
rights.
It should be stigmatizing. It should be stigmatizing for women to talk about abortion like that. This is sick. This is your empowered women now.
Well, I know, like, really, some people deal with bad traumas and experiences in their lives by singing and laughing. I've seen it, like, at these gatherings. What was she doing? She was, like, socially uncomfortable, this chick, around us. And she just did this, like, weird pirouette and sang something, and we're just like, yeah, you're clearly not not good in normal social gatherings. And her mind goes there. And I feel like clearly these two girls they're not okay with it, but they're gonna sing it off like it was nothing, just to make themselves feel better about it, when deep down inside, there's pain. But why go back and keep doing it 4 more times? I'm sorry, I don't have another reaction or words for this.
Out there saying, oh, I don't know, I had 4 abortions, 5 abortions, 6 abortions, like you went for a root canal.
You go,
I mean,
girl.
listen, this is not the face of an empowered.
I know how many root canals I've had in my life. 1.
Woman. This is pathetic. It's sad, and this is the product. Sorry to say, this is the.
I had to think about it because I wasn't sure if it was a cavity or root canal, but it was a root canal.
Product of modern feminism and what it has done to women. That now they weaponize their ability to kill, because that's my view. So I'm going to say it. They weaponize their ability to kill, and they expect society to put a big stamp of approval on it. And people like you do. I'm not doing it. I'm not condoning it. I'm not doing it. I'm calling it out. And if they feel stigmatized by their behavior, then so be it. Maybe that has more to do with their behavior, their crappy behavior, their sick, twisted behavior than it does by what I'm saying about it.
Okay, hold on. Wait. I just want to say this real quick. Let's be real honest here. Even if you did not...
I don't care about this person's reaction because I'm not even sure if that's a guy or girl. Do they know? What the fuck does this have to say about abortions? I don't think it's ever going to be pregnant. It's probably going to adopt. So
you personally do not support abortion, you really think that it's a murder, there would be no way, quite frankly, that you want anyone to discuss it. So I think it's intellectually dishonest to act as though we're going to use this extreme of Lily Allen, which I do agree, right? I personally think that the way that Lily Allen discussed it was not the best way. But to be honest, for those who do not support abortion, which I do support a woman's right to choose, there would have never been a way for you.
I think your right to choose is a condom. Okay, even Plan B. Why are you waiting longer than Plan B? What is that, 72 hours? Although some people debate that that's abortion, right? Those are your choices. And maybe, I don't want to be extreme, but don't have sex, maybe. If you're so freaking fertile, be careful with how often and when you have sex. Like, maybe improvise. I think Lily Allen is married, though. That's what's even more fucked up. I don't know. I am not pro-choice whatsoever. I think the baby has a choice.
To approve it. So you're using the most extreme example as a way to now double.
I know that sounded silly, but I mean, the baby has its right. Like, not its, but his or hers right.
Down and justify every other belief that you have on this.
That's the
I'm
dumbest
so
thing.
bothered.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. We talk about murder openly all the time. What are you talking about?
Support it. So why are we talking about Lily Allen?
Yeah, so what? We talk about things we don't support all the time. What are you talking about?
So here's what Chris Morgan and I are understanding. So let's make common sense. Pierce and I both, I assume, support a woman's right to choose. I don't know, but I think we do. We both do not agree about the taste of how Lily Allen did it. However, I think for some of you all on this episode, you're not going to ever agree with this. So stop acting like Lily Allen is an example of all women who discuss having abortions, because it's not true. You just want to use it as an example to dismiss the case of abortions, period.
My name is Lise Richard, and I am the owner of Tofino.
I don't think.
That's so. Oh, well, I see. Hang on. Let me respond.
I accidentally muted my mic. I don't think he's wrong to have the same beliefs as me and being so vocal about it. So, just want to block this person out. Can we block them out? Ugh.
I see. What a genius argument. Yes, Andrew, you think that all murder and murderers are bad, so you're going to point at serial killers and say, see how bad that is? Great argument, genius.
No,
what a wonderful argument.
What's the point
you
of
haven't
having a
responded to his
conversation?
argument, so clearly it's pretty good because you have zero
That
response.
was the argument. Do you understand? Do you understand that I can take things that are happening socially, point to the worst of them, even if I don't agree with them, to use that as an example of why it's bad? Why thing bad? Thing bad because look, you can see that why thing bad. Why do you not get this?
Right now. You're crashing out
Curtis,
right
this
now.
This
is an extreme example.
Never liked abortion.
I feel the same way. I don't want to. Okay, I'm sorry. I like cried and my makeup is all effed running down my face. But it's so funny when you don't have like a logical reply. Usually, the person you're arguing with, they just go below the belt and like take it, like hit you personally. So irrelevant to the argument itself. It's like, oh, good job. Like now I know you really have nothing to say back to what I was right in that situation.
This is whether you like abortion, whether you support abortion or not, we're not making up this extreme example. This extreme example exists, and we're commenting on it because there were women all over the country, by the way, that will say things like, my body, my choice, who cares? Oh yeah, and you know what? It's escalating down to other things like Plan B. People popping Plan Bs like candy now.
Yes, my friend's cousin is, even my cousin, when we were 19, she admitted to me that she was doing it like every other day. I was like, I think you're only supposed to do it like once or something. That's so bad. Like, I guess, yeah, like, sex has lost its complete value. To me, sex is something you do with someone you love. I really think it's to procreate rather than pleasure. Of course, that's a nice perk to it, but I think just over the centuries and decades, Hugh Hefner normalized it and we just ran with it, and it's just so out of hand, and that's why we have so many problems and serial daters and people who, I want something real, but you're gonna date and not actually seek relationships. You're just gonna continue to be a serial dater. And I just it's just a big mess, and it's exploding in front of our eyes. And you know what, personally, like, I don't care what you do with your body, whatever, it is your body, but I don't think it's your choice. But I don't care what you decide on. It doesn't affect me. I know I'm never ever gonna support that. I know it is murder. There's no way you can convince me otherwise. I'm not delusional. I don't live in La La Land. I'm not in denial. I think what my friend did was the best. Like, she had it, was forced into it. I say that loosely, forced. Like, I think she should have fought. Like, it is her body, and in that case, her choice. Yeah, I think that's the only time I support her body, her choice, is when he's forcing you to do it, but it's yours. It meaning, I mean baby, God. But yeah, where I was going with that, she handled it the best. I don't think she ever had another desire to have a baby again, just to honor the baby she killed.
Is not being taken seriously. And the bottom line is, whether you support abortion or not, this is a serious matter. And the fact that we have women out there talking about it like a trip to the dentist, that is a problem that we need to acknowledge.
Yeah, I have to say, I agree with that. I don't think that the way they spoke about it did them any credit at all. And I think it actually...
He's just repeating himself.
If I was somebody who was against abortion, that would have really enraged me to see people who have access to free and fair abortions because they're in a country where it's fine, but they talk about it in such a glib manner. I don't like it.
Have access, obviously more than 5 times.
Let's just change gears to something else, which is just struck me as a bit odd. So I think Taylor, you said earlier.
Yes, please, because I'm going to cry all over again.
That, you know.
And I said I don't care what you do. I just care about the babies. That's like 5 babies just disposed. I'm pretty sure in the toilet too, because it's like a period. I look at it as life, okay? Yeah, let's move on.
Women, about Charlize Theron, women don't get paid as much as men. In fact, it's just been revealed by the Hollywood Reporter, the Hollywood Bible, that the biggest grossing movie star ever is Scarlett Johansson, which I'm told, staggering though that may seem, and I'm a bit...
Because of her Black Widow role.
Surprised myself, because I've appeared in 10 movies as myself, and those movies have grossed $2.4 billion. So I'm a little surprised I'm not in the mix myself. However, she's bigger than Tom Cruise, bigger than Stallone, bigger than Schwarzenegger, bigger than all of them. And the reason apparently is the Avengers. She's been in the whole Avengers stuff, which obviously, and Jurassic Park and other huge grossing films. But she's moaning, as obviously, you know, when you get an accolade like this, the first thing to do is to complain about it, that she's often been cast as sexist reasons. So, Andrew, I'll come to you on this.
Well, if you watch her interviews, every single interview, she's like, why did they get these questions and I have to talk about makeup? Like, she's so feisty. And I get it, because if you're doing these, it's like when you go to work, you have a pretty much script you have to follow every day, 10 times a day. You're repeating, inside jokes, repeating. She's cracked. Like, she's finally like, okay, look, treat me seriously.
When promoting, I think Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park Rebirth movie came out this weekend. So when I was younger, a lot of the roles I was offered or I went for had their ambitions or character arcs revolving around their own desirability or the male gaze or a male-centered story. That's less frequent, though. Something has shifted. I mean, this idea that we might go to the movies to look at beautiful people, that males may gaze at beautiful...
I look at other women, not any of these. They are very bland. I'm sorry, even the conservative girl. I mean, I like her little Jackie Hart wave. That's cute. But no, growing up, I was always looking at these girls like, oh, I love her makeup. I love her hair. Like, oh, I love what she's wearing. And I always aspired to be like that. Even though maybe I didn't have the upbringing to have that, I was like, I love it. And they really shaped me, their behaviors in the movies. So, yeah.
Women, is this the most shocking bombshell of the week, Andrew?
Also, it's not just that. Like, how stupid to admit that out loud. Basically, aren't you just admitting that you were a skank for money? Like, if it was really a big deal, you're like, oh, God, the male gaze, they're sexualizing me. It's all, why would you take the role then?
Yeah.
Just don't take the role.
That's like the whole Me Too movement. Like, why would you submit? That's a touchy subject, but I don't know where your mother was to teach you to say no. No, it's like in the back of the mind, like, I want this gig, I want to be famous, I'll do anything. And then they get famous and they're like, oh, I didn't have to do that, did I? That was wrong. I'm gonna sue.
Oh, but apparently, if it pays good enough, she must not mind too much about that whole male gaze thing, huh? Because when it came time for her...
And I think even back then you loved it. Now it's not popular. But like, I don't know when it stopped, but I don't mind the male attention.
To collect...
I know that's weird to say, but like, even at my age, maybe it says something about me. But it's always flattering, like, oh, I still got it.
Those millions of dollars based on the male gaze, she definitely took the role. So
I'm not a ghost, because you know what? I do feel like a ghost. So when you're not a ghost in the room, it's like, oh, I am here. Wow.
I would like her to give an explanation for that. Male gaze bad, but I like to contribute to it as much as possible for money. Aren't you just basically admitting that you're a Hollywood prostitute at that point? Like, if it's a conflict with your values, aren't you selling out
yes.
for money, literally?
Well,
like,
Taylor, your eyebrows just nearly
another form of
exploded, so clearly you don't agree with that.
Let's see what she has to say, and then I'm gonna call it a night.
I think it's just shocking the disgusting misogynistic way that Andrew can't help but talk about women. I mean I would say also, by the way,
a woman?
No, women generally
A
seem
woman?
to have...
No, I'm sorry. It's not a monolith. If I can critique a woman, that's not critiquing all women. You see how that works?
Critiquing
Right
all
now.
libs, the whole show.
Yeah.
All libs.
No, these libs. These libs are not all libs.
I'm
You see how
not
that
a lib.
works?
Oh my God, it's so crazy how
Oh, yes,
you
you're
guys...
a lib, lady.
Everyone that
Oh, yeah.
doesn't like, you don't
You just so
like is a
happen to
lib.
be liberal on every social policy, but you're not a liberal.
Liberals are hardly where I'm at on social issues. Anyway, my point is that Scarlett Johansson.
What would you call her then? I'm very confused.
Piers, I don't know that I would classify that quote as moaning. What she seems to be talking about is just how her roles have changed over time. I would note that overwhelmingly women are paid less than men, even the highest.
Well, if you look at all the costumes, set costumes, wardrobe, it's all like Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn. Her outfits were so boring. They tried to like make it like, ooh, sparkly, pink, glittery, but like she just looked boxed because they covered her like up to here, like there was no figure showing. God forbid.
Actress might be paid as a woman. But I think that what she's saying is it's not a myth that women are paid less.
The
I'm sorry.
Equal pay myth that we can, I mean, that's a whole separate conversation.
I think in Hollywood now.
Okay, so I'm not like silly to ask what jobs do the unequal pay, because like there's no way my role is different from a male's role and I'm getting paid less at work. Like, no, we always complain. Like, you could see every time the union's like, oh, you're gonna get this raise. If you're getting paid this, you're gonna get this. If you're working, it's like based on years, but we're all categorized, whatever sex, according to the amount of years and seniority we have. That's what I've been exposed to, but nothing like, no.
Oh, it's pretty well equal pay, isn't it? If you get the big roles, I don't think.
Well, I think, I think
in music, most of the biggest stars now are currently women, aren't they? Beyonce, Taylor Swift.
Right, but
I mean,
if you
I don't know. I can't think of many industries where women are not actually paid at least or more than men.
Just because there are a few very high-paid women in entertainment industries doesn't mean that women across the board make more than men. And when you look at other industries like finance or tech or some of these other,
that's because of. Listen, Taylor, this is nonsense. That's because of choices that women make. That's because of the number of hours that they work. That's because women take maternity leave. That's because guys work more hours and work harder. There's a whole bunch of reasons we can get into.
Guys lift more. Okay. At my airport job, I had a guy friend. He was working in a area where it was like senior women who have families, they're older, they've been in the job forever, and you get this position if you've worked there 10 years plus, and you're not in contact with people. It's like something everyone is working up to. He got it, he works there, and he would come to me and be like, oh my god, I hate working with them, because he's the only guy, and they're like, they won't even like try to lift a little bit heavier bag, because they could just call him over and he's going to do it. So he's doing their job on top of his job. Like, I was so mad at him. Like, no, like, take care of yourself. Like, you, in the long run, you're going to do something to your back. It may not feel bad right now. You might even stop this job one day and it will catch up to you. So yeah, it's definitely not fair. Even for the guys. Like, I sound like such a woman hater, but I just see the BS. And even as a flight attendant, we weren't supposed to bring the suitcases up. We had to like pretend with our fingers. I think I've already mentioned that here. If not, then it was somewhere else. But we had to just do the little pretend. Sorry guys, my makeup is so bad because I just cried. So yeah, we pretend. But guys, they're not gonna stand there with the woman and do this. No, they literally lifted the suitcases up. So yeah, they should get paid for that. Also, we would work in a galley in the back with metal containers. The guys, can you come help me? Can you bring it up? The guy would do it. Like, it's so easy for women to be like, I need you, come here, and forget that they're not doing their part. So yeah, I think guys are working harder, more, and they don't complain because, God forbid, like, you don't want to look weak as a man to be like, I can't. And you don't want to leave the girl to do it, so you do it. And, you don't want to look weak. So I think it hurts me to see guys have to do that quietly. it's like the whole men dealing with depression quietly thing that affects me. Like, it breaks my heart that it's not even women and mothers conditioning their kids to be like, you have to be tough. I'm not doing that. Like, my boy, he just like walks a little bit, loses his balance, scrapes his foot on the pavement, and I go kiss him. Like, he'll cry. Oh my God. I don't know why I'm so emotional now. Like, I just like opened the wells of tears. And yeah, I kiss him and just baby him. And yeah, it's just something in the guy culture to toughen it out. So yeah, I speak out for them at work all the time. And when I saw that BS, I would later in front of the girls who asked them for these favors be like, isn't it like, how many times have you lifted for one of us already? Like, things like this. Because the guys don't even realize themselves. They just do, because that's the nature of it. I hope I plant a little tic-tac in their minds to like, count. Take care of yourselves.
Not really.
And okay, I don't know. Am I done here? I guess I am. Yeah. I wanted to summarize that. Yeah, it's definitely unequal in the sense that guys will always be doing more, and in certain senses, and will be doing more in others. So it is like teamwork, but we might handle it on the lighter front and guys do it like maybe we have a more mental strain on things, but guys have mental strain and physical. So yeah, I think it would be impossible to keep it completely equal. I'm trying to think if that contradicts my whole airport, like how we're all on the same wage, but I guess it does, in the sense that I still think guys should get paid more. I don't think anything wrong of that. It makes sense to me with what I explain, and there's more. So yeah, I'm very sad about this whole abortion thing, that it's just become that sex is just sex. It's like this whole, getting pregnant is such a like end game nuisance, when actually, go back to the roots, sex is to procreate. It's not to be selfish. It's to give to your partner, share with your partner, and you have such a big love with your partner, you create something with it. Lame, I know. But that's how we get all these like cisgender lingo people, the alphabet people, as Chappelle would say, because they just become so sex crazed, and we're condoning it like it's normal, when I think, yeah, some of the homosexuality can be really some kind of sex craze disorder. I don't know, it's just definitely not normal. And that's a whole other topic. I was gonna say like, oh, it's always been around, but I don't think at such a high voltage, high volume, such a big pipeline of it. What was the other topic? Abortion. And then what was prior to that? Okay, well, anyways. Oh, the Call Her Daddy, Charlize Theron. Yeah, like, whatever about this chick. I actually don't even judge her. Like, I'm not even surprised that there are women out there, like, outside of Hollywood, this is normal. I know guys who have been with way older girls. I don't understand it. Like, girls your age, other than maybe not connecting with them mentally. Yeah, physically, they're just what we old ladies wish we can bring back. And I mean, with the proper diet, lifestyle, consistency, it can happen, but it's still obviously not the same. So, but yeah, like, I think female parents, moms, can raise their kids alone, but not like if it's on purpose. If it's a woman who's always wanted a baby and she has a good support group around her, of course she can do it. But if it's someone who's like a divorcee, and she's not, I didn't like I mentioned, I didn't like the way she worded it. Like, yeah, you get on that. Like, this is the path. What have I been doing my whole life? Why didn't I do this sooner? Like, I think she was just trying to, pump herself up and like not face the truth and be, when you're alone, you like look at your problems and you're like, shit, I'm so depressed. And I think it's just her wilding out, but I don't think we should be thriving for that. I think, again, unless you've literally not had the luck in your cards and you want that baby, which my mother had friends in her life who just weren't lucky with men, and they so wanted babies before their time ticked. This is so possible. You can raise a baby and it's gonna be fine. It's obviously, like Thron said, it's gonna have a story, but you're not like cheering them on like, oh, you're gonna, no, like, I can't even talk about it any longer because it's just so silly. But yeah, that's my stance. We'll see you on Sunday with my new reaction video. Take care. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry for crying and sorry for looking like this now.